pedals because I want to stay engaged and ready just in case. And but the car is just handling it, and the goal is to get us up to 80 miles an hour, but more importantly, not hit the car in front of us. We'll try that angle, see if that works a little bit better. So you can see, like, we are not making good time here. So according to Waze, we're going, what, 30 miles an hour? Focus, there we go. Yeah, so you can see a long way from 80. That is not going to happen. Not on this freeway, not now. Anyway, and but you can see, you know, we're just rolling with the flow of traffic. My right foot. I'm wearing some really awesome socks today. Hopefully you can see them. There you go, king of the hill. But yeah, my foot is just, it's just resting. It's so nice. You know, a lot of my friends say, hey, you know, you have a Corvette. Why don't you drive that more often? And, you know, I love my Corvette. Absolutely adore it. It's wonderful. But, like, would I enjoy driving it right now? No. I'd be gas, brake, clutch, gas, clutch, brake. No thanks. How about this, where I just steer the car? And look, folks, I'm a car enthusiast. I like driving. You know, I like cars. I like driving cars. But I don't like driving cars this way. You know, this isn't my idea of fun. So when a good portion of your day involves doing stuff like this, you don't want a Corvette. You want a Kia Optima with the technology package. Okay? Like that's the good stuff. And then I'll turn on the other party trick, the lane keep assist, which I think I've griped about a little bit in this car. Let's see, is it on? There, it's on. It was on, I just didn't even notice. I'm such a good driver, I don't even hit the lines. But, you know, that will also alert me if I'm starting to drift over to one side or the other. It just kind of plays a little annoying beep on whatever side of the car I've gone over the line in. So, it looks like the road has cleared a little bit. And so we're accelerating. We are not doing the speed that I set on the cruise, but we are advancing on the freeway finally, which is great. And so, you know, if you just want to kick back, you just want to match speed with the car in front of you, that works great. The downside is you do have to kind of keep an eye on your rear view, because, you know, there may be somebody getting really angry behind you because you're not going fast enough, you know. And especially on these LA freeways, man, people go really fast. And, you know, I just don't like to be one of those drivers that is holding up the works, because, you know, when you've got a crazy person behind you who wants to go 110 and is maybe under the influence of who knows what, like, you don't want to be the guy that is slowing them down, because I don't know. I mean, just too many times I've looked in my rear view and seen crazy. Like, not just crazy driving, but like crazy person behind the wheel. And you can tell right away. So, with everything going on, all the uncertainties in the world, people are angry about all kinds of stuff. And, you know, and one thing that my wife has reminded me of many times is just like, you know, you don't know what somebody else is going through, so don't assume that they're just having a great day. You know, like, you don't know what challenges people are facing, and you know, maybe somebody just got fired, and maybe they hit the bar and are just drunk out of their minds and super mad. Like, do you really want to be the guy that's like holding him up? No. So I'm just saying, you know, these driver aids are really terrific, but, you know, you want to use them responsibly, and you want to use them, you know, I try to be aware of my surroundings whenever possible. I don't always succeed with that, but I sure try. I don't like to be in people's way. That's just my natural personality. And being a big guy, I'm always in somebody's way. So I guess I'm always thinking about it. But yeah, so adaptive cruise is great. Just you kind of have to know when to use it and when not to use it. Truthfully, there's sometimes, on days when I'm kind of in a hurry, sometimes I'll switch over to regular cruise and not use the adaptive cruise because, let's say the speed limit's, whatever it is, and you're in the left lane, you want to go 65, and there's somebody going 50. Well, your car is just going to match whatever the person in front of you is doing, so you're doing 50 and you're keeping a safe distance. So, well, that's a safe thing. You also, you're losing time because you don't realize that you've slowed down maybe. And then also, and I hate to say it, but sometimes you need to kind of get a little closer to the car in front of you just so that maybe they'll move over and get out of the way. But if you're just, if you're just going 55 in a 65 and you've got a 4-car following distance, that might not be ideal, let's just say. And so that's a situation where I might switch over to regular cruise or just not use the cruise at all. Where either I want to get a little closer to that car to gently encourage them to move over, or maybe I just want to pass them. And to pass them, I may need a little more momentum, let's just say. So that's just a little bit how that system works. The newer cars, of course, most of them have they will literally hold you in the lane and follow the road, which is kind of nice. And truthfully, I wish this car had that. That would be a really nice extra feature to have. But it doesn't, and I'm okay with that. It's nice to have the beeps when I need them, and and I'm trying to get better the longer I have this car, and just kind of knowing where it is in the road. Because again, if you've watched any of my videos on this car, you'll know that you can see the visibility of the hood. It's just kind of hard to tell where the car ends and begins. So it's hard to kind of judge where the line is. So, a little game I've been playing lately is just I'll turn on the lane keep assist and then kind of drift the car to one side or the other. Obviously, if there's not too many people around, because I don't want to cause any problems, but just to kind of learn the proportions of the car a little bit better. I don't want to say based on feel, but at least know how the line is going to look when the car is at a certain angle. It means that I'm getting close to it or whatever. Does that make sense? Boy, I need sleep or coffee or both. And so that's how I'm using that feature, which I think helps. So here's an example where this isn't great. See, we're going right at 60, and you can see the following distance for the car in front of me. Now I know this freeway, and I know that those cars that are coming up are just going to be screaming. They don't do 80 on this road. They do 90 to 110 or whatever, So sometimes you don't want to be behind the car that's going the speed limit because, you might just get run over when you get onto the freeway. The car I'm behind right now is going a little slow for my taste, at least for this stretch of road. And when you've handled this stretch of highway as much as I have, then and I'm sure there are lots of you out there that know exactly where I am, and you know what I'm talking about. And those of you that don't know this road, you have your own roads that are very similar, and you know what I'm talking about. You got to know your home turf. At this point, I consider this my home turf. There's a 50-mile stretch that I drive, and I know the road. I know where the bumps are. I know where the turns are. I don't necessarily know a great place to stop for gas in between the two, because I just don't do that. And that's the funny thing about this drive, just on a side note, between where I live and where I'm coming from, without really like knowing the area, I just don't really know any good place to stop. And there was one day I was like super tired and I needed to take, you know, like a 5-minute nap just to make it safely, you know, and I really couldn't find like, excuse me, just talking about that makes me sleepy. I really couldn't find a good spot to do that, just because I didn't know the area well enough. I know the freeway well enough, but I don't know the parts off the freeway, if that makes sense. I know a couple spots, but I was in a stretch that I wasn't familiar with. Anyway, that's enough blabbering for now. I really appreciate all of you watching. I just thought like a video on showing auto hold and the adaptive cruise in action might be helpful for some folks. Certainly for your next car purchase, they're definitely features that I would recommend above all else. And for those of you that maybe have a car that has these features but you're not sure how to use them, hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please bloop them down below. I'd really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps my video's performance on YouTube. If you have somebody that would hate this video, please send it to them to annoy them. If you have somebody that would love this video, please send it to them to make their day. Or if you just need somebody's voice to be talking while you make your coffee or buttering your toast or whatever, you know, hey, go to one of my playlists, hit play, and you don't even have to pay attention. Just listen to me blabber. It's terrific. I feel like I'm offering some good white noise these days, and hopefully some good stories too. I'm really enjoying making the content, and I hope that all of you are enjoying watching the content in some form or fashion. And if you have any ideas and things that you would like me to cover, please drop them down below. I have a lot of good ideas for content coming up, and I have a bunch of videos that I'm editing right now, so hopefully a bunch of new content will be dropping soon. Of course, by the time you see this video, I probably will have dropped a bunch of stuff, but that's kind of what's in the works. One funny story to share just before I let you go. I saw a friend of mine today at work, and he's not a car guy. He's a good dude. He drives a car, and he has a Prius. And I'm not passing any judgment on him, although I did tease him a little bit, which is what you're supposed to do. And I said, hey, if you could have any 5 cars that you want, what would they be? And he was like, well, let's see. It would be a Prius C, a Prius Prime, a Prius V, a regular Prius, and the first gen Prius. So I thought that was awesome. And actually, I wouldn't mind celebrating the entire catalog of Priuses. Wouldn't that be fun? To like have one of each Prius? Okay, it probably wouldn't be fun, but I would find it fun, because I'm just weird like that. And I bet one of you out there is weird like me too, and would enjoy comparing the different Priuses. But everybody says the same thing. Everyone that owns one is like, oh man, the car's great. It's so smooth and easy to drive. It's awesome, and it gets great gas mileage. So I have no doubt, if I had room, I would definitely have a Prius in my stable. But sadly, I don't. And look, in all fairness, you are going to hear me bag on a Prius often in my videos. I'm going to say, well, this car is better than a Prius, or this looks better than a Prius, or this is faster than a Prius. But please understand, I do love the Prius, and I would own one, and I would recommend one. So much love for the Prius, but I have to make fun of it. Much like, musicians make fun of violists, because you have to. Even though, like, the viola is beautiful, just don't tell anybody that you actually believe that. Make sense? Okay. On that note, I will leave you. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you very soon in the next one.